Hello, welcome back to the non-stop November hatch, and I actually took a minute earlier to look at this to confirm the actual name, the light up my life hatch. So I'm just gonna call that light hatch for short. To catch up with the light hatch, this is they're asleep. Oh yes, they're asleep. Let me just do this off camera. I'm totally prepared, completely, absolutely, definitely prepared for this. Don't look over there for a minute. We have Duramon. I don't know what to add on to that. I mean, we've seen Duramon like 10,000 times before. He's really cool. He never stops being cool. But I'm obviously going to say that about everyone in the Zubamon evolution line. Right now, he needs food. And after that, he needs some training. Now, Duramon, I think, is actually one of the only ones in the evolution line that kind of shoots a beam. Like, his third attack here should be, like a little beam attack kind of thing. That, I think the English translation calls it Blind Dead, but I think it's actually called something else in Japanese. Basically, what it does is, like, there's a kind of 20 crest on his chest, and he, like, fires a beam out of that, and it burns the number 20 into whatever it hits. But obviously, of course, he can also attack with the 2 swords on his arms, and he has a sword tail as well. Oh yeah, and on the left, Maycrackmon, not vicious mode. Just normal Maycrackmon, who is also hungry. And in need of some training. I don't actually know what Maycrackmon's attacks are. I did look at them once upon a time. I think they can... Yeah, I think they have like a little scratchy, really powerful like slash attack, but I think they also have like little fluffy, floaty fluffball things that can like immobilize enemies. The thing I like about Maycrackmon is that like they're a perfect level and they're incredibly powerful, but they also just like to lay around like a cat and not do anything and eat food. On the left here, this is more for the non-stop November hatch. This was the first VPET, obviously. This is the newest VPET, excluding the Vital Hero. On the right, we have Dorumon. I didn't look at any of his stuff. He's a bit hungry. Let's give him some food. And then on the left, we have Kunamon, as the only egg I'm hatching so far that has split evolution paths. My options, I believe, were Patamon or Kunamon. And he is actually doing okay. I think he should have all of his care mistakes already. Probably wouldn't hurt to give him like one more. So that training meter is going to have to go empty, Kunamon. I'm very sorry. And I'm busy giving him lots of overfeeds as well. So pretty much as soon as that hunger heart drops down by 1, he's just going to get the old button mash on the food treatment. I need to introduce to you the new part of this hatch, because non-stop November hatch, it's a new week. It was Friday like 2 days ago. I'm recording on a Sunday, which is weird even for me. It's your favourite VPET. So it's quite simply, you raise your favourite VPET. And there's a slight problem with that, because this is my favourite VPET. As much as I love my modded colours, and as much as I love like the new pendulum colours and all the cool new things we're getting, this one was my very first, and it just is my favourite. I think it's deceptively simple. It looks simple on the surface, but there's lots of little hidden details that give it some complexity. Like, I refuse to believe that there's no variation in evolution timers. I don't think there's a set variation in evolution timers, but I think there's things designed in such a way that it gives it variation. For example, I've seen it so many times. I've been recording on this channel and I've confirmed it in editing when I've hatched Digimon at the same time, or within, say, 2 or 3 seconds of each other, and then they've taken a lot longer to evolve. Like, one will evolve, and then it will take ages for the second to evolve. And a lot of that could be put down to like, oh well, one will fall asleep earlier, and then you gotta put them put one to sleep and the other doesn't go to sleep for a while. No, because I always put my Digimon to sleep at the same time. As soon as one goes to bed, I just do that, and they both go to bed. So I think maybe the timer doesn't count down during certain events, like in training or in fighting, or who knows. The point being, it ends up with the evolution timers like desyncing, which is nice. I like that. And it is things like it carries over some of the hidden complexities from the original, where if you overfeed a Digimon, its hunger won't drop for a bit longer. It'll take longer for the first hunger heart to drain. And stuff like max strength gives you a little bit more power. In the combat, you've got like basically secret hidden combinations you can hit with this. Like if I get 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that will always give you a critical hit on the first and last shot. So there's like a lot of hidden complexities in the DM20 that I really like, even though it seems very simple on the surface. Also, something I did notice was that Meikumon, before these two evolved, Meikumon likes to eat food a lot more than Zubaegamon. I always ended up feeding Meikumon 1 extra, which is, again, a nice little detail. So yeah, DM20s are my favourite V-Pet, and this one's definitely my favourite because it was my first one, and it's Zubamon Gold, and it's what got me back into, like, V-Pets. I say back into. I used to, when I was like 7, I had a Tamagotchi connection. Yeah, so I can't run my favourite V-Pet because it's already running. So, my solution to this problem is, if I can't run my favourite V-Pet, I'll just run the one I think is the coolest. Not necessarily one I want to run all the time, because I already do run this basically all the time, but one that I think is just fun to run on its own. The Digivice IC. So, Digivice IC. Now, I realised a problem. I say a problem, it's a little bit of just me not being prepared. In said Digivice IC, like, currently it has a battery in it. That's good, that's fine. Most likely you can wobble the egg. So the problem comes in the form of, this has had a battery in it for a little while, and I want to swap the battery. If I take this battery out, it's going to reset this to the Digimon I had before it died on his last day. So it would just delay everything by a day. So, here's the solution to that problem. I'm just going to run it, and if it runs out of battery, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to budge the camera over because I set this up wrong. Yeah, let's just restart it. Botamon. Oh yeah, the light was off. It's that one. Yeah, I remember this. How you doing, Botamon? Hungry? Hungry. So, there you go, that's Botamon taken care of. And as you can see, he is currently set to evolve to either, I think that's, I want to say that's Budmon, Wanyamon, or Koromon. That is, I could set an evolution into one if I fed him a Digisoul. I'm trying to get an angle where the glare isn't so bad. So if I gave him one of these Digisouls, I could set an evolution into a certain direction, but I always like to just leave him to evolve into whatever he wants to. For now, the most important part is stay high. Hey, Botamon. That's really cute. Should I give him... Let's give him... a hat. Oh, it never gets old. This is like the best part of this device. This is exactly why I love this device. It's just such a completely out of the norm device. Like, it has the same base mechanics, like you obviously have to keep them alive, you have to feed them, you have to train, well you don't really train them in this, but you do fight them. And while there's no like strength meter, if you don't fight them, you can't keep this trust meter full, so that does affect your evolution. So you have to fight them, or you can kind of play games down here. Not that I ever do. I always just go straight for connecting them to world and doing a bunch of fights that way. Plans for these guys is I just have to take good care of them. As long as I don't get care mistakes with these two, they will evolve to Ultimate. Dorumon will evolve to Adult no matter what happens. Kunamon will evolve to an Adult. I'm aiming for one of them, but I'm not really going to be too upset if he evolves into something different. Ooh, I almost missed it. That hunger bar drops. You know what time it is? And that is one overfeed. When he says no like that, overfeed. And now we wait for that to drop again. But yeah, you'll get to see what Kunamon evolves into next time. And on the IC, I would wait until Botamon evolves, but I don't think that's going to happen for an hour. And I've kind of got to pay a good amount of attention to Botamon for the next hour, because he's going to do the old V-Pet thing, where it's like a mini tutorial where he's going to poop a bunch, and then he's going to get ill, and then he's going to go to sleep for a little nap, and he'll wake up, and he'll be hungry again. In fact, I bet he's hungry now. Yeah. That meat is like 3 times his entire size. How did he eat that? Answer, he's a Digimon. Digimon can just eat everything. Still very funny. My favourite helmet sprite for this is still Toyagumon, because you just see his little legs poking out the bottom, and it's adorable. But that'll do for this video. So I will see you next time when we'll be hatching something new, because it'll be the last part of the non-stop November hatch. Can't remember what it is. It's the random root generator, that's what it is. I'll figure some out for that, it will be fun. I love the random root generator. And these guys will hopefully have evolved. And then I'll do some videos after that, just to round up all their evolutions. So, from Botamon, from Kunamon, Dorumon, Maycrackmon, and Duramon, and of course myself, thank you very, very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.